because people ask us, don't they, how we came up with our name, and it was literally you with a
band generator.
It's nothing to do with men and frogs or like
Spawn.
it's
Spawn.
nothing to do with any of that sort of thing. Someone even said like ManFrog man, like no, it's not.
I think that is the word ManFrog sounds like a heavy 70s rock band, doesn't it? Yeah, so currently we're rehearsing here at Pigpen Studios, and we came here because our previous location closed down at Lawn Street.
Yeah, good old Lawn Street, eh?
Well, we have a bit of like the death knell on rehearsal spaces, don't we? I mean, just me and you in general, Steve. So Castlegate Studios closed.
Studio
64 closed. Green Dragon hasn't reopened. Lawn Street is now closed. That other one.
We were at band camp for a while, weren't we?
What? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good place.
Yeah, that was really good. But yeah, they closed.
So that's what, 6 I think we've seen off. I mean, I don't know if the guy knows that he's basically a ticking bomber here, yeah.
The ManFrog curse.
Yeah, so,
He's just outside the door
To be fair, Ryan's just broke his drum kit.
that's not, yeah. So yeah, they're now at Pigpen, and that's like our current place in it for the foreseeable.
Yeah. And this is where we recorded our latest video, which will be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Medicine.
Yeah, once I get the editing done, once I get it finished.
And we recorded in this very room, and it's looking good so far, isn't it?
Pretty good, yeah.
Pleased with it.
What about gigs as well? Like favourite gigs for people?
We've done quite a few around. I mean, within the local areas, not that many places anymore for gigs. Unfortunately, over the last couple of years, everywhere in Middlesbrough's practically shut down now.
And Teesside is very much based in a 90s sort of.
It's an
Either
absolute
Don't say
indie
it.
fest. Yeah, and I mean Stockton's got 1 or 2 places. There's the Any Volume.
They're really good to us. So,
and Lee, who runs that, he's been very good to us. He's given us quite a lot of gigs. But unfortunately in Stockton, that's probably about it. Everywhere else, again, seems to lean more towards either the indie or the cover band scene.
Yeah.
So on that basis, I think my favourite gigs are the ones we've actually had to travel away for. Bradford. It was Bradford.
Night
wasn't it?
Train.
Night Train,
Yeah, that was
Bradford.
pretty good.
Absolutely superb there, loved it.
Yeah.
It's great album.
Yeah.
With the giant stage.
Yeah, even brought Steve out of his
Oh,
box.
that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Steve doing his best David Lee Roth impressions.
Yeah.
For the first song.
Just brought me back.
I thought we were going to get an ambulance for him after that. At least bring on the oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like some of the venues that you play in, like some of the stages, they're not very spacious, are they?
No.
So,
Little buildings immediately springs to
you
mind.
don't really get to kind of.
We couldn't even all fit on stage on that
Yeah.
one.
You don't get to
Oh yeah,
exercise
and have
the
enough
rock-
space.
Yeah.
rock rates. And,
I liked the Forum. That was one of my favourite
the one in
gigs.
Darlington.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
got
was
an extended set. We played all of our songs. So it lasted maybe just over an hour. And like people, I'd say people were there to see us. A smattering of people were there to see us.
Yeah.
But and we were on proper stage as well. It felt like a proper gig.
that
Had a great
was-
sound as well in there, didn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
So I think-
And I quite like, I mean, we've played it twice now, the Bunker at Sunderland.
Yeah.
I do like that stage. I mean, I know it's not a big room,
Yeah.
but the bonus of that is you only need a few people in there for it to look bouncing.
Yeah, and in there, you can go down onto the floor, can't you?
Yeah.
The singer can run the length of it like Axl Rose, screaming. So it's not confined by the stage in that place.
If anybody was there at that first gig that we played there, they know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
like almost like he doesn't learn his lesson.
yeah, so you 4 people.
you know you are. So yeah, they're probably my favourite too. There's a couple of others that like I've enjoyed. When we played at Time Out, that was a nice stage, but there was just no one there.
Yeah.
And that's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't do that gig anymore.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the Little Buildings gig because we got to play with other similar bands, didn't we?
Yeah.
There was Prognosis, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was my favourite gig I think we've done.
Yeah,
It
divided
was
by.
nice to play with other prog bands. It was nice to.
Doesn't happen often, does it?
I felt part of that community, and I felt it must be quite nice to be in a place like that but unfortunately where we're based, there's obviously not a lot of other bands locally that are doing what we're doing, and we just kind of learnt that day, didn't we, that we're going to have to start travelling afar, we're going to have to start finding out where these communities are so we can get more involved. But I think at the moment we're kind of like, it feels like sometimes we're just a lost ship out at sea, just trying to find.
What was amusing about that gig as well is you were a bit like a honeypot for the freebies, weren't you?
Yeah, thanks for that, lads. Bloody bolting and leaving me. It's weird actually, because I think as a singer as well, I kind of struggle with that. Like sometimes, I kind of struggle with. We're not at that point, but like if you ever get to a point where people expect you to talk to them and stuff.
Be the face of it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah. And we're not the most sociable of people.
No, we are a bit awkward as a band.
I don't want it to come across as arrogance.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just. I suppose it's a form of shyness because you're having to get up and perform in front of strangers, and I do feel a bit. I mean, everyone will say that they feel self-conscious. I mean, unless you're a proper narcissist, but no, I don't feel. And I think I'm trying to get over the awkwardness as well. But I think sometimes though, if you're in a venue and it's full, and there's a crowd, you can feed off that crowd. But because of what we do, and we don't get many people turn up at our gigs, there's no crowd to feed off, so you're having to create something.
It's the odd person that you have a little bit of.
Maybe you see a guy like on his head getting into it, but to not actually feel the crowd. You're trying to win whoever's there over, and it's that awkwardness. But if you're an established band and you've got a fan base, I'm sure it's a lot easier to be able to.
And it's very hard to nod along to some of our stuff.
It's very, I suppose, in a way, it's quite similar. I suppose to be in a. I suppose that's what comedians have to go through, isn't it? Because they get up on the stage and they perform and they have to win the crowd over.
It is difficult for us because we're in an area where the genre we play in isn't very popular. And there's a certain kind of, I suppose the people who go out within the Teesside area, they're looking for a certain kind of buzz, and we just don't fit into that. So we have to travel a lot farther afield in order to sort of like capture the kind of audience who would appreciate the type of stuff we're playing. And I'm not saying that from an arrogant type of thing. We just don't really fit that local scene. And on several occasions we've adapted our set lists to play not stuff that we particularly like or we enjoy playing, but because we think that the crowd we're going to play to would enjoy that stuff more than maybe some of our really proggy stuff.
Yeah, we did that recently, didn't we? A couple of months ago, played with more rocky bands, so we played a more rocky set list rather than like our 10, 11, 12-minute songs, which was a bit different. And it's catch-22 because you don't want to give someone the wrong impression and go, oh, I really like that band. And then the next time we go to see you, you blast out your 12-minute epic, and they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. And we've experimented, haven't we? We've gone to venues and we've known that the set list we're going to pick isn't going to be what people want to hear necessarily.
And Steve sells it so well, going, you might fall asleep during this one. I mean, like obviously setting the crowd up.
Strap yourselves in, this is a long one.
If I brought my keyboard, it would have been a lot better.
You feel the full sound.
Yeah. We're talking about the confidence and stuff. Yeah, I mean you've discussed a few times when he's getting your guitar back out, haven't you, to almost give you like a shield for the comfort.
Yeah,
because you did originally play guitar as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think if as the band evolves, it probably will go back well, at some point, you know, with longer sets, it would be possible for me to switch from keyboard to guitar, but because we're so limited at the moment with sets we have, like, half an hour usually, isn't it? So that's like 2
and that can be really frustrating. We get a half-hour set, and if we do our prog stuff, that's 3 songs. You know, it's really in order for us to sort of like give the listening crowd an impression of what we're really about. You know, you need an hour-long set, and we very, very rarely get that because we're playing with punk bands and pop rock and things like that, and then knocking out 3-minute songs.
But did with a rapper before?
we did that gig with a rapper. So in 30 minutes, they can knock out 10 songs.
Especially a punk band.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, go through a couple of albums.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that's one of the things that especially as we get more songs, it's one of the things that we change, don't we? Sometimes we'll go with what we think the people in the venue are like. Sometimes it's what we think's a most accurate representation of where we are at the time musically.
Yeah, I think we had, I can't remember who I had the discussion with, but I think we're kind of now leaning more towards, we'll just play what we want now. We shouldn't really do that. We shouldn't really cater to the crowd or what we feel they want to. We should just play what we want to play, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
It's like Andy said, it's false economy. You know, people come along, they'll hear us play some rocky stuff and think, oh, I like that. And then actually when they look at the full range of music we're playing, that's maybe 2 songs out of all of them that they do like, because all the rest are really proggy, funny time signatures and tempo changes. And
I mean, ultimately, they are our songs, and we have written them, so we do enjoy playing them, but we just more, you're always as good as your last song. So
we've evolved a lot over that 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And I think sounds changed.
Yeah, and I think for us as well, I think we always say that our last song is the one we're most happy with, isn't it? And it sticks like that, doesn't it? If we were to we did, didn't we? We ranked our songs, and we did see there's a trend, wasn't there? Like the most recent ones, we were like,
no one picked Age of Silence.
there are some anomalies, aren't there?
To be fair,
I'm catch on how great that song is.
I'm kind of, I don't know, for me, what's the Hysteria? I really like Hysteria, but I think I like Ragnar more than Hysteria.
Yeah.
Oh, it's controversial.
Yeah, because I mean, okay, like I say, I do like Hysteria, and I'm looking forward to getting that recorded.
The thing is, Ragnar's changed as well since we originally recorded that.
Changed,
That could do with being revisited.
Yeah, that will.
With the original review of 10 out of 10.
I know.
I mean,
we'll go for 11 out of 10 next.
No, it's proper Spinal Tap rating.
Yeah.
11 out of 10. It got a 5-string bass in it.
Oh yeah, we're all going to be going down the Taylor Swift route, doing 10-minute songs, because she's the only person that can do 10-minute songs.
nobody can do 10-minute songs.
Taylor Swift can.
Nah.
Is that why you're going to go back to the guitar as well, because you've seen her with the guitar?
Got to be honest though, I'd give Taylor Swift 10 minutes of my time.
I'm not sure I'd do it with
I don't think you need 10 minutes. I think like 2 minutes will do you. That's including the cigarette and pizza.
And the police turning up and taking them away.
We managed to stay relevant with the Taylor Swift reference. So when we're doing the thing, it'll be like ManFrog # Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Then we'll get
That's the link.
Oh god, don't.
Supporting Taylor. Is that what you're saying? She's going to ask us to support her? Oh, obviously.
Must be. You can just make it up, would you? I had Oz knows her personally. That's what he told me anyway.
She just spent a lot of time on my computer monitor.
Yeah, that's a good job now. This is going to go out.